Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you're from. Welcome to another edition of Facebook Live. My name is Kevin Jorgensen, Senior Holstein Sire Analyst, along with my colleague Rick Verbeek. We're back together, broadcasting live here from Studio 1A in Plain City this week. And just really pleased to share with you today the news of the Sire summaries this week. Rick, it's been about as busy a week as we've had in a really long time. We got a lot of data for you, a lot of changes, some things that don't change, but we can't wait to tell you about this week's Sire summaries and the success that we had. Want to go first and foremost, obviously we talk a lot about HHP here at this shop, and it's our main emphasis. We talk about it all the time. We did make some changes to the HHP formula this time that I wanted to bring you up to speed with. The slide here shows that we've added emphasis more on protein versus fat. So it's still 49% combined fat and protein within the HHP index, but it's now 28 protein and 21 fat to reflect more of the market conditions that are out there, the value of protein, where we're headed in the future. We also did put some calf livability, moved a couple of the percentages around, but we want to always have this index skating to where the puck is headed and where we think the future of the breed is. And so I wanted to bring you up to speed with that. We also did have several other changes in the industry, and I'm going to turn it over to you, Rick, to kind of let us know some of the fertility changes and other updates of the formula.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin. It's been an incredibly busy week with lots and lots of data. In addition to the normal updates to genetic evaluations, we saw some new traits introduced. We saw a massive upgrade to our fertility evaluations at CDBC. And so I would say first and foremost, I'm going to refer you to the website. We're not going to spend a ton of time talking about each of these. All of this stuff has been detailed in podcasts and webinars that are all available on our website so that you can take a really deep dive into all of these changes. But in the fertility trait area, there were, as I said, some major upgrades. The first fertility trait was DPR in the United States. That was introduced in 2003. 23 years later, there have been a lot of changes and improvement in management, in environment, in how that have a direct effect on fertility. And so CDBC, I think, did a great job to provide us with some updated data that probably more accurately reflects what we see in the field in terms of genetic progress and improved pregnancy rates. So, but now we have 4 different evaluations, all highly correlated to one another. So I think people are going to be asking themselves, which trait should I use? They're all slightly different in their own way. Heifer and cow conception rate, if all you're concerned with are your conception rates, that's going to be your best evaluation. The upgrade there was that we now account for the service sire's breed. With all of the beef on dairy that's being used, that certainly has an effect on the genetic evaluations. And so we cleaned that up a little bit. If you're simply interested in days open and you use a fixed voluntary wait period, then daughter pregnancy rate is probably the index that you want to refer to there. And we saw some very significant changes. So you need to refamiliarize yourself with breed averages and what's high and what's low. And we'll talk about a few individual bulls on that too, as well. First service to conception is a new trait. As the CDBC was evaluating all of the information, kind of discovered that there were some differences between first service to conception and the other conception rates and daughter pregnancy rates. So if you're using variable voluntary wait periods based on production or based on age, lactation, and just want to know how long it takes to get pregnant after you start breeding the animal, that might be a new index that you'd want to concern yourself with. But all of that information is available on our website with some really detailed podcasts and information. The other new trait that was introduced by the Holstein Association was the HCC, or Holstein Conformation Composite. It's a new way of thinking about type and linear traits and conformation traits. Again, refer to our website. I would just give you a few things here. This is more of a functional index looking at sound balanced cows, maybe not the extreme PTAT or high type or high scoring cows, but looking for balanced cows, trying to emphasize moderate size, but good strength, functional udders, functional feet and legs. And on the screen, you can see the breakdown, and it uses a slightly different approach. So it doesn't just mean that bigger numbers are better. There's laws of diminishing returns. So, for example, +2 on rear udder height is kind of considered the optimum. So if you're +3 or +3.5, you're not going to gain additional value on your HCC. So, and the other interesting thing about HCC when we look at its correlation to things that are really important, like productive life and livability, it does have a much better correlation in terms of longevity and productive life compared to just PTAT. So there's some very unique aspects of it. We'll talk about some individual bulls and highlight some individual bulls, but it's a trait that needs to be used in conjunction with production fitness traits. It's not really just a single standalone type of trait. And so we'll learn a lot as we go over the next couple of years of how we're going to incorporate this into our programs.
First time it's out, I think we'll see a lot of, and as you said, Rick, we've got a lot of these opportunities on our website. Ethan Haywood's done a great job with a lot of our podcasts with industry experts from Holstein Association, CDCB. So stay tuned on that, but we wanted to bring you up to speed because that's a lot of the changes. There's some things that don't change, and that is where we rank in the industry for high-ranking bulls, 30 of the top 100. It just came out yesterday when they gave the official rankings. And then this trait, you've seen me show probably every time we ever do this because it matters to me. And I can do this set of slides all the way back to the early 2000s. I started using this many, many years ago of how we rank on the top 197% reliability list. And this is where the proof is in the pudding. It's what's in your barn. Not that every bull that we've ever brought in hit the mark, but on a consistent basis, what you bought 3 years ago, what do you have in your barns today? This is good. This is the report card, and we take this very, very seriously. But we got to talk about some new graduates. We had 7 outstanding new grads, and Rick, you get to have the highlight of the new kid on the block right at the top of the list.
Well, it was an exciting and much anticipated proof run for 7H16644 Clear Echo Rick's Rimbot. He debuted back in April with a very limited daughter proof, but extremely high yield deviations, which got us all thinking and looking and wanting to go see daughters, which we have all done and seen lots and lots of daughters at this point. And he is a very, very consistent bull in what he does. And what he does well is production. He is the #1 net merit proven bull in the breed. He'll be the #5 proven TPI bull on the TPI list. But when you look at all the yellow highlighted on the screen here at 25.13 of milk, 74 pounds of protein, 179 CFP, and couple that with extraordinarily high mastitis resistance for both CDBC and Zoetis, extremely low somatic cell scores. Again, we haven't had a lot of time to do individual sorts and traits and gimmicks like that, but this bull is an outlier for production, for fitness, for health, mastitis resistance. He's A2, he's BB. And just a bull. I've kind of started referring to him as the modern day Planet.
He's Planet 2.0.
And he does a lot of things similarly. They're moderate sized cows, extremely dairy, beautiful quality mammary systems. He will not straighten the leg. Beautiful flexibility and mobility as witnessed by his +103 lameness score. He's a bull that has 27 sons in our program, highlighted by Cobot, who had a huge day and is going to be a major influencer. He's mastitis resistant pro, robot pro. The cow on your screen is a dam of 7H17997 Crowbar, one of our early Golly sons. And the other beautiful thing about this bull, just like Planet, he's starting out with a really different sire stack, which means he's a really good mating on Sheepster daughters, Sheepster blood, Perfect daughters, Perfect blood, Renegade daughters. I mean, he just fits our program so nicely. And he's just is a pleasure to be able to talk about the bull and introduce him to our proven lineup.
And we've been lucky enough always in time to have the right bull at the right time to give us that diversity that we're always looking for. And this bull is going to have a major impact. Another new pleasant surprise of the proofs was 258 16420 Bomaz Boat Show. Debuts as the #11 TPI bull in the industry. So he's game day's highest son. He was always very popular as a G-Force sire. We cycled him out for a little bit. Here he comes back as a proven graduate with over 600 daughters in his proof and has those great components. He's double-digit plus on both protein percent and fat percent, like Rimbot, and mastitis resistant specialist with exceptional figures there. Point on tight, point on udders. And this is a bull that illustrates with that Holstein conformation composite about where you want them to be. They're moderate-sized cows, does things right in those regards. Seen some daughters. The nice part about this bull, he's got 11 generations of very good and excellent dams on the bottom side. You skip a generation, there's 3 more. This is Bomaz's signature cow family for about the last half century. And a lot of bulls, I think it was the 3rd or 4th dam, was one of the earliest daughters that I contracted 13 some odd years ago. And so it's a family that's known, that's done well. And you're going to see, as we did last time as well, calf wellness traits. This bull's a rock star in it. He excels there. He's A2. I think a really strong addition to the lineup.
Yeah, one of the pleasant surprises of the day is 7H16527 Howitzer. We were so focused on Rimbaud and what he was going to be and all of the special things there. We knew he was coming. I think it was just a few weeks ago, Kevin, you started telling me, I think this Howitzer bull's got a chance. And, well, proof day delivered. He'll be the number 16 proven bull on the TPI list. He is a Huck son, which we'll talk about a few of those today, and Huck himself as well. But 1,500 pounds of milk, 148 CFP. We talk about that new trait HCC. He's plus 1.79. You look at and notice that strength to stature ratio. They are going to be wider than they are tall, have some balance and proportionality with really quality udders. Again, calf livability is through the roof. Beautiful SCR score, A2. And the other really nice thing, he is our number 4 HHP proven bull at Select Sires. But this is also the same family when you breed it back through the Acura, a 91-point resolve. This is the same family that produced Trooper, the same family that produced Crusher. This family produces proven results in graduates, and Howitzer is right there with him today. And he's also Sheepster free, game day free, renegade free.
You get the trick. And as you said, Rick, last week today, I was out on farm and happened to look at about 5 of these Howitzer daughters, and they were absolutely knockouts. I talked to Jordan Seymour. He's like, holy shnikes. He goes, these are like milking better than our Rimbaud. So we were excited to see this bull get enough data to become a proven graduate, and he certainly is high.
Well, you mentioned Rimbaud again, and you mentioned big production. Here is another big production bull, new graduate, 250H 16508 OCD Huck Sledgehammer. Full pedigreed bull here, another Huck son out of an 87-point Maximus from a positive, and then an 87 Gate Dancer. So once again, some very different names in the sire lineup. Sledgehammer is the number 18 proven TPI bull, but when you do a little bit of sorting, which I did, and they were pretty simple, plus 2,000 pounds of milk and plus 1 on udder composite, 4 proven bulls in the breed today. Select Sires has 2 of them. And the other one is a big-time bull and has it all that Kevin will talk about, and a bull that we absolutely love. So extremely elite company in this new graduate. He's 2,100 pounds of milk with yield deviations that support maybe a little upward climb, great calf wellness traits and livability. He is a robot pro bull. You see those T placement scores right down the middle and neutrality there. So another exciting Huck son and another really good new graduate that comes to us from Oakfield Corners. Another
neat graduate of the daughters. You've seen them in your area. You talked about the fact that Bill Peck said these are some of his favorite daughters. 7H16 570 Reaper, one of the different pedigreed bulls, being a jalapeno son. His mother, an excellent cow that was up at Seymour's. Actually, shout out Herbie. He was born at your Jersey Art Herd at the Souzas at Victory Farms in South Dakota. Migrated to Seymour's, became an excellent cow. But Reaper, again, top 30, 35 TPI bull, 3285 TPI, mastitis resistance specialist once again, 51 pounds of protein, point on type, great sire fertility, and then A2BB. We've really liked these daughters we've seen. He's just a little bit different again than that game day free pedigree that gave him the opportunity. We've used him as a sire father, bull named Frank
My
Boy Blue. I was thinking they
same movie,
has creative namings to their bulls, and yeah, My Boy Blue is one of the Reaper sons we've used heavily as a sire father, and a bull that we think is going to do a lot of things right for our customers, and right near the top of the list as well. This next graduate, 7H16 520. We're 7 years into next gen. This bull, I've been waiting for the day that he graduated, because this is the first next-gen success story. PBJ debuted as he was actually a bull born from sex semen, Jared Cowalters in Wisconsin, that bought into next-gen from day one. And his mother's an excellent Renegade. The next M's 86 Frazzled, then an 86 Rubicon. And Jared's now become what I would call an absolute genetic powerhouse in our business. And he's done it via NextGen and working with us as early matings. But PBJ defines balance. He's a top 100 TPI bull with 150 CFP. He excels again in mastitis resistance. And he's been incredibly popular because he's been a technician favorite for fertility since the day he came out. He rolled right from G-Force into the proven lineup. The daughters, I think his linear is spot on what I see in the daughters. They're probably stronger than they are dairy. They're rugged cows. They're going to work great in freestyle facilities. Their udder shape is really good. But the calf wellness traits of this bull sires, he's just got so many things going right for him. But that sire fertility goes a long way. And I know it's an exciting day this week for Jared. First bull he sends to AI. First bull graduates in the top 100. Very exciting to graduate. But we got a couple other proven highlights. And we talked about those two Huck sons. Last time we had the Drive sons. Now we have the Huck sons this time. Let's talk about the bull that made those graduates.
Yeah, there he is, 7H15396 Fly Higher Huck. He is the legacy son from the Yoda out of the Hurricane daughter. Now up to 1,400 daughters in his proof, over 500 classified daughters. And this bull just simply continues to get better, hold his own. Now proving that through his sons that he is a significant contributor to our program. 1,900 pounds of milk. You saw that characteristic in a couple of his sons. He's 61 pounds of protein, trouble-free, no holes, linear profile, great calf livability, desirable casings. This is just a bull that gets better and better with each and every run. Has always been a little bit under the radar. He's a bull that does not sort on the semen sorting machines for whatever reason. So he's available in conventional only product. It's one of the very few bulls that's marketed that way here at Select Sires, but the bull's been very, very popular and very successful. So it's nice to see him backfill that data now with his improve his transmitting power with a couple of his sons entering the proven lineup right along with him at the top end of the list.
Absolutely. And then there's Sheepster.
There he is. He continues to do exactly what he was billed to do and lived up to do. He's now number 2 on that list, but just continues to dominate our program and breeding programs around the world. His sons are exceptional. His daughters are even better, and his grandsons and granddaughters are going to have a positive contribution on this breed. He's an interesting bull when we look at some of the changes that were made, in particular to DPR. He was a bull last time that went down a good bit, and we wondered if it wasn't because of that voluntary wait period, because of that extreme high production, probably young cows that were skipping a breeding to just put them out there a little bit further in lactation. And he went up 3.4 points on DPR. So at 1.1, he's kind of a breed average bull now on DPR, but certainly well above average in everything else. Again, great calf livability, and a bull that just absolutely stamps the pattern. And Kevin, you guys had a lot of tours here this spring. Go ahead.
We had global tours, many of them this summer, but we had a big global tour back in June. And this is K-Star, and we're going to talk about this farm again in a few minutes. But we lined up, and actually the opening slide was 29 Sheepster daughters all in a row at a collaborator of ours up and SMS evaluator, Joe Shue's family. The first half of these are all Sheepsters. And you look at them, no matter what angle you get a look at them at, right across the vein. And one of these daughters is Alcatraz's full sister. When you put a group together like this, when the daughters are that good, that's amazing.
Yeah, I think he's an interesting bull. When you want to try to learn a little bit about what happened in the evaluations this time, one, DPR is a great case study. Here's another bull from an HCC standpoint. If you don't get a chance to see Sheepster daughters, you really just can't appreciate fully what this bull does and how much strength he does, sire, how balanced they are, how good the udders are. He's 1.86 on HCC. And that is kind of epitomizes what that index
validates what Alicia said forever.
It's yeah, it really shows you what that new index is trying to emulate and show. And he's a really good poster child for a lot of those different examples to really understand what some of these new numbers are.
No, he's one of a kind. We can't say enough, but we'll move on. 7, 8, 16, 295, same story. Without a doubt, sometimes the stars just line up when you get a bull and a mating that came together. And certainly when we made it dock to Parfact, we got this bull that put it all together and has it all. He only added 1,000 more daughters. So he doubled his daughter data, went up 150 pounds of milk. He added about 600 daughters to his type proof, went up slightly there. He's still A2. He's still the most in-demand bull we have at Select Sires. He's the bull that if you're going to wait, he's worth the wait. We're getting the semen to you as quick as he can. The good news is he likes his job. We just had him out for a Holstein International photo shoot a couple weeks ago. The bull looks amazing. We saw him on Monday out in the barns when we walked him. He's one of a kind. He's an incredibly special bull. And no matter where you see him, and the first set of daughters, one's up in Wisconsin, the other two in Canada, these are in California. No matter where you go, no matter where you see him, people love their Hatzell daughters. And he's going to have a great, great career, knock on wood, here at Select. But on the genomic youngster thing, you can tell we were kind of liked what we saw in the proven bulls. But when we got the active rankings for genomic young sires, and Rick and I see it every Tuesday because we pull the data in and we see, and we've had some great opportunities the last 12 months to have some really great Tuesday mornings where we've added into it. But when you add it all up and you look at where we as an industry, where this company ranks today, in this first slide, these are the top 200 genomic active AI sires. We have 80 of the top 200. I don't know if we've ever been at that spot, but I'm happy that we are. And we don't take it lightly. We're working to get the next ones. And even when we go to HHP, we have a really, really big advantage over our competition. So as we looked at, we knew we had some wealth, but we probably got a little wealthier this time when everything shook out. And we got a lot of bulls to talk about in next gen. And as I said earlier, we're 7 years into this program. I don't think we've ever had a set of bulls in next gen like we've got to offer you right now. And starting off again, Rick, I'm going to give it to you. There's one that's pretty hard to start.
Yeah, it's always nice to start right at or near the top of the breed. The 507H18241 SSI Kingdom Formal. An early Kingdom son from a very good sheepster you can see on the screen. And I asked Kevin this morning, I'm like, is that cow as good as that picture? Because, oh boy, is she a
Seamers
beast.
have a lot of sheepsters, and you'll talk about another one in
pretty worked up when you see what that cow possesses. Formal's a bull we've used quite a bit as a mating sire. He is going to be the number 2 bull on the genomic TPI list. He's a bull that really knocks it out of the park for every index: DWP, HHP, cheese merit, net merit. Big percent fat and protein bull. Health trait extraordinaire. Another bull that does really well on the HCC. Do need to protect him a little bit on milk, pounds of milk, if that's of concern to you. He is 183 CFP, so he does still put a lot of density and solids into the milk that his daughters produce. And another tremendous mastitis resistant pro bull at plus 3.4 on CDBC and plus 104 on Zoetis. But a beautiful pedigreed bull. Again, this is that trooper, crusher, now howitzer cow family. So it's a family that just makes graduates and makes success. And we love those kind of cow families here at Select Sires. And we love it when the bottom side of the pedigree fills out like this young bull mother in Sheepster 4667, bred by Plano and now at Seamers.
But the good news is success comes in a lot of different forms. He gives that dense milk you talked about, those extreme components, and we have customers who want that. But here's his full brother, comes in a slightly different package.
Yep. And so 2 full brothers, 2 opportunities. Pick your pleasure, really. This is the higher milk bull at 1249, 14H18299 SSI Kingdom Intersect. Same outstanding health traits, mastitis resistance, same beautiful HCC, down the middle linear profile. But he's also just within pounds of each other on CFP. This bull just gives you a little bit more fluid, a little more volume. Both bulls have been part of our early release mating sire contracts. So 2 really nice, exciting new next-gen bulls to feature that part of our program.
And then there's a bull named Balaam, 614H 18123. That denotes, because we're going to market this bull sex only at the moment, we think we can best utilize his production, marketing him sex only, as most of our next-gen clients use that sorted product. So Balaam, a bull that is the #1 mating sire for 2026 that Rick and I and Mark and Ethan have used. There's no bull we have more matings to than Balaam. So when his data came out the way it is, we're very excited about the future. When you see a bull that's #4 of all the genomic young sires available right now at 3606, $13.99 on HHP's rarefied air. His DWP values are high. He's got a very sound profile and the right casings, and he doesn't have sheepster in his pedigree, hence why he's been one of our highest mating sires. This may not be the prettiest picture or the cleanest picture, but this picture was sent to me from Jordan the morning this cow went very good 86, just fresh for their second calf. And if you go back into it, the cow family goes back to the Mir family again that's had so much success for us. But when you think about this bull in terms of his ability to get used on so many different cows, Holstein International just got a hold of me this morning to talk about stagger. And we've got 27 stagger sons, and they're incredibly powerful. They're a big part of our future matings and calves to come. And obviously Stagger is a high X son out of the Game Day sister to Sheepster, but this bull's got a big future. And the other Stagger son, I'll leave it to you.
Well, 507H18102, Richard Chichester. As you said, Kevin, a Stagger son. That is also going to be marketed sexed only in next gen, or is being marketed sexed only in next gen. This has been another very popular bull in our mating lineup, a bull that checks all the boxes once again, just short of 3,600 TPI, high net merit, high HHP, good DWP, tremendous linear profile from a deep pedigree, another 87-point Sheepster dam going back to the highlight to Delighted cow. So this bull has been a fan favorite, another heavy use contract mating sire for us. And certainly a very appropriate named bull here that means a lot to us here at Select Sires and Richard Chichester. You'll see a scholarship fund with this bull's name and Richard's name attached to it that we'll be donating. So a lot of excitement about this bull, mastitis resistant pro, robot pro bull, and most importantly, a very high ranking bull. Will be a very influential sire father for us.
Amen. That's been some pretty powerful bulls. And then we get to Cobot. 14.8, 17, 486. As you said this morning, this bull's been out for quite a while, and for him to rank as high as he does in the breed, he's one of the greatest bulls in the breed for livability. He's one of the highest for TPI. He's in the top 20 bulls still available and been out for quite a long time. But maybe what you guys don't know is how powerful this bull's been as a sire father. We have nearly 100 Cobot sons to sort through that Rick and I have to figure out who's going to make the bus and who isn't going to make the bus. The top 7 young calves in our young bull file are all Cobot sons. And so the influence that this bull is going to have, and again, as we talked about Rimbot himself, the right bull at the right time. The fact that this bull had no Sheepster in his pedigree, he's got a different pedigree being out of a very good Monteverde, you see pictured there, and then an Envoy, and it's a different pedigree that Seamers has invested in. And then to see the fact that his full sister is an incredibly prolific cow with a lot of high sons for us already and more to come. This taps it all together in terms of the right bull at the right time. I have to apologize to our European friends or EU friends. This bull does not qualify for those markets, but the good news is you're going to have a lot of sons to pick from, as these sons are not that far away from making semen. They're the oldest ones are December calves. So in 2026-7, we're going to be marketing a lot of great Cobot sons that you and I will talk about.
250H18331 Bridgerton is another exciting introduction into the next gen program, a Rosemary son. Rosemary's been a really popular bull for us. Unfortunately, we recently lost. So Bridgerton's going to pick up right where he left off in terms of filling that void for something a little different on the sire side of the pedigree. Balaam was #1 mating sire. Bridgerton's not that far behind in terms of how much we have used this bull. 1,500 pounds of milk, 178 CFP, low somatic cell, high mastitis resistance, great zoetis traits, good calf livability, A2, BB, and then 1.6 on HCC with a no holes, trouble-free type of linear profile. So he was kind of an easy bull to use and also an easy bull to use with just a little bit more milk than some of the contemporaries within our program. So he's been a fun bull to use, and now certainly going to be a fun bull to have into the next gen program. He'll be our second highest HHP bull and a top 25 bull in the breed. And
I wish we had the picture of this cow. She's an amazing individual. She just went dry. Mark and I had seen her earlier this year when we just did pictures at Seamers. She was just too stale to get her done. But you wait till you see her pictures when she calves again. Another of those sheepsters that the Seamers family just really likes. See, speaking of Seamerses, they have the next bull we'll talk about, 7H18406, Seamers Haxland. And he's a Mikan son. So we're already into the sheepster grandsons that we're marketing in terms of his influence, a bull that, again, excels in so many different indexes, been used as a mating sire recently, 185 CFP with those with plus on components. First service conception is really good. He excels in all the traits. 164 again on the Holstein conformation composite. But again, another mastitis resistance pro bull. We don't mean to sound like a broken record, but it means a lot to us here at Select. The right casings. His dam, good young cow, scored plus as a young cow. The next dam's a very good game day. The next dam behind that's an 89-point Renegade daughter, then a Lambda, then a 91-point Monterey out of Hanker again. So we go back into that great family, different fork of the families. They just keep emerging and doing that, but a bull that I think it has a lot of places to get used.
Well, you just talked about an early Mikan son. Here's one of our very first Eeyore sons, 250H18379 OCD Eeyore Fangor. As I said, he is an Eeyore son from an early dominance daughter. That's 84 points. Next dam is the cow on the screen, the 92-point game day Francis 66-162. So I hear Francis. I see F in the name. That tells me this is Figaro's family. This is Felix's family. Once again, that means success. And so here's a bull we're very excited about the future on based on what his cow family has done for us. When you see bull mothers that look like that, that's what I think separates us from a lot of our competition, and the fact that we're able to work with herds that care about real data and having these cows calve out and perform in real world situations. And Fangor is a bull we've used as a mating sire. Like I said, beautiful calf livability, scours, respiratory resistant levels are good. He's A2. He's 177 CFP, good first service to conception score, and another HCC bull that's quite well here too. He's good on PTAT, solid udder composite, and then a really good HCC score as well. So a really exciting new Eeyore son right into the top of the next gen lineup.
Well, there's everybody in the last 3-4 days as we get questions and emails and texts of we'll go to dinner. Who do you like? Pick 3 bulls. We can never pick 3 bulls. I mean, we got 1,600 of them here, and we like a lot of them, and that's why this presentation is so hard to put together, because we have so many that we like. But if there's one must-use bull, in my mind, it's the bull on the screen right now, 550H 18402 High Baller P. This fabulous P son, and just across the road here, on Monday, we walk bulls. Fabulous P might be one of the most impressive young bulls that we've had here in a really long time. And when you combine that with one of the greatest cows that genetically has been around for a while in Highlighted, unfortunately, she's no longer with us, but she's going to have such a huge influence that she's now making showcase sons, because this next gen bull is a showcase bull as well. Incidentally, there's a hinge son that's on farm that I'm pretty excited about too. But the fact that when you roll in high type, great fertility, along with the polled gene, the casings, all wrapped up into one package, it's pretty hard to say that this isn't a must-use kind of bull. Both you and I have used this bull a ton as a mating sire, as well as his full brother, 7H18403 High Coop. And we actually have almost equal usage on these 2 bulls, because Coop's just a little bit different. He's a little higher in production. He's actually really good on first service conception. He's great on mastitis traits, maybe not quite as extreme on the type side of it, but he does everything else right. We just pictured this bull in the Holstein International photo shoot as well. Just a really sound, strong individual. But the influence of this cow family is going to continue on. And I think you got some news about this family too.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you mentioned, Highlighted, unfortunately, was lost earlier in the year, but certainly proved more than has proved her quality. But who is still around is that Bigelow. The next dam, the second dam, is still in the herd. Just got a report. She was classified earlier this week. She's now 2E93 with a 96-point mammary system. So she lives out in the freestall, but is an outstanding cow. So just another testament to the quality and the depth of this cow family. It's one of the reasons why we're so excited about these 2 full brothers and how they're going to move, not just the polled program, but the program in general further by leaps and bounds.
Yep. And one more polled bull that I think is going to do pretty well also.
Yeah, 250H 18356 TTM Howland Golden P. A polled Howland son out of the white cow on your screen, the Sheepster 6879, that's already very good. The cow above her is her full sister, Glimmer 6913. That's had a massive contribution into the genetic world at Steiner's. But this is a number 5 genomic polled bull available in the industry today. He's a 172 CFP, low somatic cell, high mastitis resistance once again, great calf livability scores, high udder composite bull, good HCC bull, a bull we've used a lot as a contract mating sire, and getting him out now into the next gen program to spread the wealth as best that we can in herds around the world.
Well, those are all the next gen bulls, but this other G-Force lineup, there's some of these that moved on out of next gen or just came in. But if this is where you like to buy your semen, this is as strong again as this has been in a long time. And why don't you tell them about Open Door?
Yeah, 507H 18369 is another early Kingdom son out of Aurora Sheepster 26094. You see the next dam, the game day on the screen here that we pictured about a year ago. We're scheduled to go to Aurora here in a few weeks to get 26094 pictured, and I think she's a cow you might hear just a little bit about on some of these presentations over the next 12 or 24 months. So brace yourself. But just a beautiful balanced bull here. 1.45 on the HCC, good DWP, good HHP, really nice 3561. He's going to be one of the highest unrestricted bulls in the population. I'm quite confident about that. He is going to be released sexed only to start out with, but we love good cow families. The dam of this bull is one of my favorites. I saw her fresh just about a week the last time I saw her. She has 9 sons on our active lineup currently. There's 26 total sons under consideration. And 3 of the top 10 in the breed currently for TPI are out of this Sheepster 26094. So a cow family and a bull that I have tremendous faith in and tremendous confidence in, and just really excited this bull rolls out the door. It will be one of the elite high-ranking bulls that you'll be able to buy off a truck.
Another bull that was in next gen previously and now is in the G-Force lineup, but had a huge day, is 7H 17944 Genosource Gin. Bull we had acquired from Genosource. Just happens that his sire Hobbs is tied with Sheepster as the number 2 TPI bull in the breed now with progeny. So a bull that, again, we brought in from a diversity respect. I just happened to look today. This bull, the next name's at Garza, and then that's 83. And then the Jayla cow that has been a stalwart at Genosource and a lot of high-ranking sons from that cow family. Then back to Arnie Gurnis's 13196. And if you go all the way back to the Ramos Jellies, that's where this family gets that J name. This bull is double captain with the Garza captain, but his genomic inbreeding coefficient is 10. And he is not related to anything that we have in our herds in terms of Game Day, Renegade, Sheepster, Rimbot. This bull can get used about anywhere. We're just into his sons right now. We got some really exciting young. In fact, one of our top 10 calves is a Gen son that might be from the last cow family we just talked about. But the bottom line is, if we're looking for diversity and something that's a little different, he certainly got it with 190 pounds of CFP, great calf wellness, A2, and readily available, and likes his job. And I think he'll have a big influence on our program moving forward. Next dam is another bull with we're already into the high-level sons, which that was a brother to Gali out of Deluxe Highlighted, a bull named Kylo. And he's a high-level son from a Recharge, from a Jalapeno. This cow family goes back to the Marys. If you go back far enough into it, I did some pedigree research this morning, and ironically, there's a fork of this family that lives in my cattle partners, Mitch Brennick. It actually goes back through an eraser P out of Mary. There are 5 generations milking there from this fork of the family, and 3 of them are excellent, and 2 of them are over 250,000. So this family makes great cows. High HHP, high TPI, 175 CFP, the right casings. And then just super good on the fertility traits, whether it's productive life, whether it's those new fertility traits. He excels in all of it, and a bull that I think will do a lot of commercial producers a lot of good. He's Robot Pro, he's Feed Pro, he's Grazing Pro, fits a lot of designations.
7H18374 Cookie Cutter Homebrew. Here's another Mike and Son out of a Lionel from a very good drive, and then the Hopeland cow that's on the screen that also just got scored this week and went up a point to now 91. So she's doing a great job up there at Cookie Cutter. This is the #1 protein bull of the breed at 79 pounds of protein. He's just short of 2,000 pounds of milk. And he gets that with some really good fertility evaluations as well. So to get that kind of production along with this type
curve that normally is there.
You don't get that very often. And so he's an A2 bull, nice linear profile. And this is a beautiful deep cow family branch of the halos that continues to do and thrive up there at Cookie Cutter. So of homebrews, a bull we've used a little bit as a mating sire as well. And he just kind of gets a little bit better and a little bit better with each proof round. So with some of the index changes to more emphasis on protein, he certainly has benefited from that, especially in our HHP dollar value index. He went up almost $140 this time. So he gets a whole new look. It's a bull that you may not have considered on Monday, but you certainly want to consider him today. A nice new early Mike and Son.
Another bull that had a very nice day on those fertility traits is 250H 17507, one of the Rimbaud sons named Country. And as Rick said, we got an awful lot of Rimbaud sons. This one here is out of a crusher that's very good. The next dam is an 88-point legacy daughter. This is the crusher dam pictured there. But when you put all those fertility traits together again with that high production, the right casings, good calf wellness traits, and he goes back to the old Rube Chateau that lived in your world at Alden Tweed. And so again, a bull with that high HHP value, 3,500. We've talked about a lot of bulls already, and we haven't been under 3,500 yet. Just a lot of power. And I think those Rimbaud sons, and there's lots of them, and we'll talk about a couple more, but they're just making themselves very easy to use. When you have Rimbaud Crusher Legacy, that gives you the option for Sheepster. It gives you the option for Renegade. It just gives you a lot of opportunity.
Well, another bull that has kind of a different sire lineup and combination is 14H17987 OCD Stagger Slayer. So he is a stagger from an 81-point logger from an 88-point trooper who is a full sister to Sheepster. So he is a line bred success story in that respect. Just short of 3,500. We're going to call him 3,500. So say we didn't talk about anything under 3,500 yet. 3,497. Beautiful wellness trait bull, low somatic cell score, great mastitis resistant bull. Good DPR, cow conception rate, first service conception rate. This bull is off the charts there. He does well on HCC as well. And here's a bull, we hear it often. They just don't have any strength bulls, Kevin. You guys don't focus on strength. Well, here's a bull. It's plus 1.23 strength higher than stature. The bulls are out there. You just got to need to know and learn how to understand the linear and how to read the profile. But Stagger is a nice source of strength, and he has been able to continue to transmit that and through his sons and daughters. So a nice new addition into our accelerated lineup, and a lot of logos at the top: Robot Pro, Feed Pro, Mastitis Resistant Pro on top of that.
You get a couple more.
Yeah, a new name, a new prefix, a relatively new prefix that we're really excited to introduce, Melon Patch. Daryl Highstand down in southeastern Pennsylvania made a bold move one day to buy some heifers at a sale, and has had a lot of success, and we're happy to partner with him in some of that success. Two Holy Pea sons. The first one here is 7H18205 Melon Patch Hop Graham. Holy Pea from Sheepster 7037. A Sheepster that is a bred heifer due to calve later this year from the Game Day Glamour cow, and then Legacy Best on the screen. And Legacy Best is a dynasty unto herself with tremendous contributions, and this is just another generation of that. A little higher type generation here at 2.14 on type. Big right-handed linear profile. We still have those kind of bulls too. If you want that big right-handed linear profile, we're happy to provide it. A beautiful balanced bull in his own right, an A2 sire, and really good fertility indexes as well. 109 pounds of fat, 50 pounds of protein. So a Holy Pea son, just a little bit different in the portfolio here from a G-Force standpoint. A bull with nearly identical pedigree is another Holy Pea son, 250H, 18390 Grayson. So Sheepster 6875 is a full sister to 7037, and a couple other full sisters out there as well. Again, back to that Legacy Best dynasty that bred by Denny Wolf at Pencoal. Here's a bull, 1.85 on type, 2.12 on HCC. So yes, bulls can do well for both. Big udder composite, high wide rear uddered heifer, expected to make high wide rear uddered cows. Again, productive life, fertility index, cow conception rate, first service to conception, all off the charts and doing a really good job. So 2 nice options. 6875 is fresh. Just fresh, about a month and a half now. So that data is coming in as well. And so 2
Kilgore's Dam and some of those others as well. So we've got several bulls from this family.
Yep.
From this cow.
14H18263 Bellhurst. We talked a little bit ago about Aurora Sheepster 26094. I said you're going to hear more about her, and here we are talking about her one more time. Her giant son this time. Here's a little different kind of a bull than the brother, the maternal brother. High component bull, 0.37% fat, 0.12% protein, great mastitis resistant, low somatic cell, that low milk. He is a Graze Pro bull. This bull with his linear profile, the centrally placed teats, the moderate size, this positive strength relative to stature score. This bull is really designed for a lot of the different grazing markets around the world. Maybe not everyone, but a lot of them. And one of our giant sons that's continued to do very nicely for us. So you're going to see that game day on several screens, and hopefully we'll see Sheepster 26094 when we do this again in December, weather permitting and cow cooperating and all that fun stuff when it comes to picturing cows.
Yeah, that's for sure. Talked about favorites. I do have a couple of favorites, and as we wind into this, I do have some favorites. And one of them is 17372 Alcatraz. This Sheepster son has been one of our most in-demand calves since he left Next Gen and back in December. It wasn't because he left Next Gen. It was because he got Sheepster going the right way at the right time. And then he also is a fertility specialist at 2.4 on his SCR. So it's not like this bull needs any more help. He's in high demand and those kind of things. But when you look at cows and like say, when you go to particular farms and you study these families like Rick does of the Aurora Ridge or Seamers and the Keister family in Illinois, every group we took in there this year, there was maybe their favorite tour stop, just how good the cows are in their own right. The Global Tour Day, we did a picture. That one on the top is Alcatraz's Dam. That's a flare. She's very good, 88. Just finishing with 50,000 as a 3-year-old. And then the next dam behind that or down and below is her Renegade Grand Dam, who's excellent, 92, and just finished her 3rd record of over 50,000 pounds of milk. Pedigree goes back for 50 years, and Danny Keister's been a great cowman forever, and Kyle's taken the reins and done marvelous. This is a flare in the professional photo, but this cow family is split out between the Keisters, the Jokies at Synergy, the Foosted. No matter where you go and you see members of this family, it's highly impressive. We'll have more sons from it, but looking for a true future customer satisfaction bull, I think he fits the bill in that regard. Let's talk showcase for a while. Obviously, it's near and dear to me, and we already talked about one in Highballer sitting in Next Gen, but we've got some other bulls that I just wanted to touch on, and we have one more new graduate to talk about, and that's 258 16498 Hulu, a bull that has had a terrific career, both in sales and making sons. Now his daughters are calving. It's early in that data, but certainly he still fits the bill of a premier bull in the industry to make red and red factored cattle. And he had a great influence that way, obviously out of Luster 33317, global cow of the year for good reason, and continues to breed on. You're going to hear me talk and Rick talk a little more about that cow as we finish up here. But when you think about a bull with the right kind of fertility, he's positive milk, he's got the right casings. You look at these daughters as they're calving in. This one here, again, at Synergy Farms. I think we figured out where to use this bull. And this heifer's mother is a cow named Synergy Spike Sequel that has done it all at the show ring in Madison, the Red and Whites and the Junior Show, and she's built like a tank. And you put this bull on cows with enough width and strength, and he'll give you the length, he'll give you the angularity. This is a bull that I think is still going to have a place in our industry. He maybe isn't as extreme on type as we thought he is, but he's a pretty darn good bull going to push that red future forward. But I'd like you, Rick, to talk about his brother, because this bull, and there's a couple more here in the Hulus, but this bull here, we don't talk about this bull enough for the influence I think Hanks P is going to have.
I'm going to pause for a second. You mentioned a minute ago you have some favorites, and we know you have favorites, and I knew there was no way you were going to let me talk about Has It All, Highballer, or Alcatraz, and I completely understand that. I'm surprised I get to talk about this bull, but I'm happy
to. Spread the wealth.
Someday
Someday I'll get to talk about Sheepster.
Touche. Hanks P. This is a bull. When you walk pens and you visit farms and you get out and you look at classified daughter lists, he is knocking it out of the park. Very good 2-year-olds up and down the road, and already now to just recently 2 excellent
senior 2-year-olds.
Senior 2-year-olds. So he can make them fancy. He can make them good, and he has delivered. I love the Luster bottom side of this pedigree, Luster P. We just recently lost the bull, but his legacy continues, and he lives on. And Hanks P, we said, was a very, very nice replacement in a lot of ways to Luster. He's A2, he's BB. He's got that big right-handed linear profile. He is a showcase bull, and he does make high-scoring cows. We've got 5 sons of Hanks P to continue his legacy there, and just a bull that when you get out, you get a little dirty, and you walk a few pens, it's one of those you stop, what is she, and what is she? And that's what Hanks P is certainly delivering to the showcase program.
Definitely has. And when you look at daughters like this, these are out at Johnny Machado's in California, and you can see why he's smiling. Was in there to Johnny's this winter, and I mean, they stand out, as you said, and they're going to make a lot of really high-scoring cows. A bull that's on the cusp of being a new graduate. He's still in the G-Force lineup at the moment, but every day you get reports, see more of them, get out seeing these earliest daughters. It's pretty exciting. 258, 16,490 Lombardi. This Lambda son from King Doc Lena, back in a different fork of the Roxys again. You look at the picture of the bull, he's a specimen himself. He's still one of our highest ranking PTAT bulls at 2.78. Sired the All-American fall calf last year there, as you can see pictured there. But that photo on the bottom there came to me at dinner last night from one of my friends in southern Wisconsin, who is as discriminating type breeder as I know. And he told me about this cow, and he snapped that picture, and I thought, I'm going to share that today, because if every young 2-year-old calves in like that from this bull, and I've seen a few, and there are already some of them starting to score very good after the cutoff for that, I expect this bull to have a really, really nice day in December, and I think we could see that type score move up. He's a bull that just does a lot of things right. A new entrant to the showcase lineup is a bull that comes from an emerging cow family, 7H 18409 Outlaw P. These Holy P sons, as you talked about, Graham and Grayson, big influence. They're some of the best heifers out in the pens. They're going to start calving here the first of 2027. And this one, in terms of his ability to make balance, I think this is what this family is going to do. His mother's an 87-point drop box daughter, and then an excellent parfect that's pictured below. That's the 2 dams. A bull that's 246, 145, polled, right casings, mastitis resistance pro. I love putting the combination of showcase and mastitis resistance in the right casings. When that all comes together, those are the bulls that you as customers have migrated to. But Perfect Oriole is a cow that Jeff and Jay Jokey had brought into their program, bought her in a sale, and she's just an amazing individual. This is her new picture, or another view of the cow. She just scored excellent. They've sold daughters of this cow to Canada, some of the biggest names out there. She's a breeding machine. She's got a Pazel sister, and then she's the dam of Synergy Kickstart, who's been a very, very popular bull, high conformation in Canada kind of bull. So this family is one that's emerging, and we're going to keep continuing to work with it. Speaking of Pazel and favorites, I can't do a presentation of recent without putting this bull in. 258, 16, 115. Yes.
Didn't think I'd talk about this one either.
No, you won't. Not for a while. One of my absolute favorites, and Lambda Paris has had such a huge influence. And obviously Parfect is standing right behind us in the barns and still continuing his career. Pazel's certainly a different bull than Parfect. I'm highly aware that he's not the production bull that Parfect is, but from a type respect, how he fares in Canada, being a top 10 GLPI bull, his 16 on conformation is the highest he's been in his career. Type values here in the U.S., and then you see daughter after daughter after daughter. And the proof is in the pudding of the daughters of these cows. And I've said for a long time, I think he's a better udder bull than Parfect. And I truly believe that. This daughter here pictured, this is Pop Rock Red's dam that's at Trent and Kelsey Hendrickson's. We'll get to Trent and Kelsey in a minute here. But I mean, this is what bull mothers are supposed to look like. And she's fresh the second time, and no matter what angle you see that udder from, it's incredibly astounding. Another sister to one of our bulls is here as a Pazel daughter out of Luster 3317. This is Perry and Pease, full sister, just went 91 points at Seamers. And again, one of the most impressive cows we showed anybody on a tour this year. No matter how you see this cow, she's just incredibly influential. She's one of Jordan and Paul and Dan's favorite cows. And you can see why. And Claire got this photo with them together. This bull is going to still continue on. And his sons have done extremely well, like Kickstart, like Hijack. We've got several of them. This bull is going to have an influence. Let's finish up with some red highlights, Rick. And speaking of Trent Way, but with an OCD twist, we got Pierce.
Yep, 14H18196 OCD Howland Pierce. So Howland P son, we didn't get the polled, but we did get red factor from the bottom side of this pedigree from an 87-point Figaro bred by Trent Way, purchased by OCD. Deep pedigree bull. He is the number 5 red carrier bull in the breed here today. He is a bull that has been used by us as a mating sire. We will hopefully have some red sons to enter the lineup in the coming years. But fitness trait specialist extraordinaire, good HCC bull, good calf livability, calf scours resistance. He's A2. So Figaro has been a huge success story. So to be able to bring his blood into the red breed and the red population, I think is a really, really exciting proposition, and gives you something very different when you look at Howland, Figaro, Shimmer. So this is a pretty cool bull that does a lot of things really, really well, and hopefully he'll sell well, and hopefully he'll make some sons that'll give us the red hair coat every time instead of half the time.
Yep, absolutely. And speaking of different, or a little bit different twist on the red breed, 250H 18217 Athens Red ranks right near the top of the breed for red sons that are available. He's got a brother named Ancho Pepper we talked about last time. That's one slot above him at number 3. And this is the number 4 Red Bull in the breed available today. He's a Hard Rock son, and we'll talk in this family more in a moment. Being a Hard Rock son that's red, so that's part of the reason we bring in these red factored bulls, because they make red sons like Athens. He's one of the highest ranking in the breed. Another bull that's a little better on HCC than he is on his PTAT, but both very respectable, terrific fertility values. Again, mastitis values, he does very well. He's A2, he's BB. That's Power Star Aurora pictured there below. And then the trumpet that has done so well for AdPac. And so this cow family's done a lot of things right. There's a captain behind that. Family was just featured in Holstein International. And so really something that we've used as a sire father, and hope we get some good results. But let's go back to Trent Way, and let's go back to Hard Rock. And that's one of our newest releases is 7H 18399 Power Core Red. He's an exclusive son. So we kind of take a couple of these different forks of the Trent Way breeding program and put them together. So he's a red exclusive son that's got those really nice values in terms of 3077 on GTPI, great fertility traits, good type, good HHC, and A2 to take it all off. His mother's there pictured above. That's Runway. She's good, plus 82. Going to move up and score, and she's a full sister to Hard Rock. And then the next dam is Resbit here. And I know that the whole social media world knows about Reassure, and that cow is going to be an amazing individual. And it's now already 93 points, Wonder District show. When you put Resbit and Reassure side by side, there's not that much difference between it. But I do know that this cow is the genetic transmitter. Also another full brother to that bull named Runner Red that's also in the lineup. And then finishing out back to kind of the same different fork of Pierce's family is 250H 18398 Roadhouse Red. He's an Endrick son. So something a little bit different on that side of it. And then his mother's at Holy Smokes pictured above. She's 83 points, destined to move up and score. She's going to move up really nicely. And she would be a sister to Figaro Purcell. And then the Shimmer that was pictured earlier from this fork of the family. One of the high-ranking bulls in the breed at 3126 in red at 2 points on type. He's got that modern linear. And as you said earlier, the HCC side of it, guys that breed balanced bulls are probably going to have bulls that can do it both, where that good PTAT and high HCC or very respectable HCC, and then the right caseins and proteins. So our red program's in really good hands. We've got some exciting stuff coming down the road, as well as the first falciform sons and some of the papaya sons will be coming here that we'll probably talk about in December. But it's an exciting time, all things Select Sires at this point. And again, finish up with another group of Sheepster daughters. You got to start, you got to finish, because it's Sheepster's world and we're all just living in it right now, I guess. But if you've got questions, we'd love to answer them. Brian, thanks so much for saying that you're joining us again today from Australia. Always appreciate that. Glad we can answer your questions. Appreciate you asking me in advance so we could get you prepared. But if anybody else has questions, we're happy to list them, or we'll see you in the December round.